Jump on into this game. It is going to be the game one of the grand final of the North American StarCraft 2 Community Team League. The global finals will be hosted at some point in the near future.
Right. We do need to coordinate with the European team and the winner of this. Obviously, we can't set it up if we don't know who's going to win this one.
Nope, we cannot do that. And, you know, there's a time zone thing to be dealt with there, so don't want to make it too disadvantageous. But here we're moving right on into the game. You want to introduce our players?
Sure thing. In the bottom right-handed corner, representing Team Gravity, their captain, Beast. And he's blue this time.
He is. And in the upper left-hand corner of Belcher Vestige, it is from Ymcmb, Guitar Cheese. So, a good old, going back to the roots of this morning, it is a ZVT.
That's right.
So we're going to be seeing what these players have here, as this is sure to be a fun match. So let's see what Team Gravity, who I would say pulled the upset against Complexity Academy.
It was rather close, though.
It sure was. Eternal Dreamers is in chat. We're happy to see them. They were a team that we casted quite a bit through the SC2CTL season. ETND, they have a Twitter as well. They're in here.
We didn't mean to be so rough on you on the highlight video. If you had made it to the playoffs, it would have looked the opposite, I assure you. You guys had some great plays as well. Or not playoffs, you were in the playoffs, but rather the semifinals.
Well, there were some definitely good plays for all the teams, but it's not too advantageous for a highlight video of the teams in the semifinals to put a bunch of videos of them getting punked on. So there's a bit of selection anxiety.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Dual barracks proxy.
We have some proxy coming right out the gate from Gravity's Beast.
And Guitar Cheese is putting down a hatchery for pool.
That makes me shudder inside, Gallegation.
I mean, this is a big deal. He's not going to be able to defend this for a long time.
It's going to be tough for him.
There's going to be a lot of Marines in his front door here very soon.
And he's only scouting with... excuse me. He's only scouting with Overlords, so it's going to be a hot minute here before he even detects something is wrong. And there's already Marines in production.
And that's pool just now going down about 10 seconds into its production. Gas has gone down.
Is he going to be? Oh, I thought maybe he'd be making a third barracks at his ramp just to give him a couple extra seconds here. But no, it's going to be a supply depot, and this Overlord is going to come into view of these supply depots without... I mean, he could still have it in the back, but it'd be highly unusual to have a supply depot wall without a barracks at the front. Now there's a bunker going down.
Yep, something that he can run back to. I have a feeling that Guitar Cheese is going to have a suspicion as to what is coming his way here, as that Overlord continues to go into the main, not seeing the barracks, feeling pretty sure that there's nothing here.
Second bunker going down close to the hatchery before the creep comes out. Marines are there. Two barracks rallied up here.
And if he wasn't sure now, he is, or if he wasn't sure before, he is now, as that barracks is being built, or bunker rather, and in go the 4 Marines.
This is going to be tough for Guitar Cheese. 4 Zerglings in production. Roach Warren halfway done too, so this is going to be a few minutes here before he can get some roaches out to deal with this.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he's even
and the Zerglings popped out of the hatchery that he was attacking too.
He only did lose 1 there, but you know, Guitar Cheese is just giving up this natural. He's just, you know, he knows that he's not going to be able to keep it, so he's just going to work on making the defense and then making the push from after defending against it.
You know, the advantage of Terran is too that once he does some good damage to this, if he feels like he can just pull back, lift those barracks up, and head right on back home.
There are 6 roaches in production now, though. They are about halfway done. And out come the broodlings. And oh, did you see that micro?
They backed the Marines out the back of the bunker. Pretty impressive micro there. But now the roaches are out, so this is, no, it's not going to end, but it's going to be close. The Marines in the bunker taking some shots at those larvae.
Yeah.
Will not, you know, those larvae do matter. As he could still, you know, if he was to just pull back out, he could still make units out of those. He's going to really commit to this, though, putting down another bunker.
That's right. He's going to try and slowly push with these, not salvaging the one from behind either. But these roaches are moving forward. Going to try and get some pot shots on those. The Marines
trying to target the SCV building it, I think. It's like the big positioning. Oh, look at the roaches.
And now more roaches. That's what he's waiting for. He's going to try and move forward with this. It looks like he does get a kill on a Ling.
Trying to get this bunker finish. Oh, he takes out the SCV right as the bunker's about to finish.
Yeah,
Just
and
have
now
to cancel that.
there are going to be no repairs happening for these bunkers.
Wow, look how many roaches are out. 5 more production. Guitar Cheese is ready to deal with this.
Yes, but Beast is also rebuilding infrastructure in his main. He's getting ready to expand, and it looks like 2 more barracks are queued up in the main.
Roaches are pretty good against Marines. Oh,
and he's just running. He's just going straight for the gates. Those 2 other barracks have lifted up. They're heading back to the main, and Guitar Cheese is looking at. He's got units right. He's got the Overlord right on top of the main, so he knows what's going on here.
yeah, but I think Beast is going to be fine as he is putting down 2 bunkers behind the supply depot wall. So the roaches have to run right up here to the supply depot. Oh, the Marines going into the main base of Guitar Cheese, targeting down the Overlords, but there are more roaches popping out. Those roaches are going to go down.
Great micro here, though. He's trying to micro back the wounded ones, and all the drones are getting pulled to try and deal with this. More roaches pop out, and suddenly it's not looking so good for these Marines.
And back at the base of Beast, the roaches are coming up the ramp, targeting down the supply depot. There are 2 Marauders out now. Marauders doing so much damage.
Oh no, but the SCVs don't get there in time, and the supply depot falls. They're all being pulled now and just blocking these roaches.
Position on those SCVs, just blocking those roaches out so they stay in the damage range of those Marauders.
And it looks like Guitar Cheese does want to get them out, and great surround with those SCVs is going to be able to get the kill on all these roaches.
Oh, but at what cost? Let's look at the units lost here. 14 workers killed by Guitar Cheese to only 2 of Beast. So, I mean, Beast took out a base, but he didn't actually kill that many workers.
That's right, but Guitar Cheese did lose a lot more resources in total.
You know, the units lost is 2,200 to 1,500. So, quite honestly, I'd say these 2 guys are fairly even right now. What would you say?
Oh, I think I definitely agree with that sentiment. Beast is putting his orbital command on his 2nd command center is about to wrap up, so he will be moving that. The natural for Guitar Cheese is going down again, but more Lings are rallying forward.
More roaches as well. A few roaches, but now he's putting down his hatchery as well again too. But I just don't see a way that he gets into this base.
Yeah, I don't either. This wall is pretty heavily fortified.
But what he is going to do is prevent Beast from expanding.
Yep, and that's all he really needs to do at the moment.
And this is not a force that you take lightly out here. I mean, he can't move into the base, but he also can't... Oh, this Marine's going to get swarmed by the roaches. I love the little circling skin. I mean, that is... that's cool.
The Mohawk fin.
The Mohawk fin.
And we see just droning behind this for Guitar Cheese. I think that's incredibly smart, the exact right decision to do here, as he is blocking the natural from coming down for Beast, and he's just able to get his own natural up and continue to make drones.
Yeah, no, definitely a good play indeed, and you know he's in a good position to do that. But looking at the worker count, it's 24 to 30, so Beast not so far behind him. He's in a pretty good position. Stim going to be finishing up, but he's going to want to be real conservative with that Stim because he does not have any medevacs behind it to heal him.
No, but he does want to get this base, so medevacs or Marauders and Marines are moving forward, and Guitar Cheese, knowing that he can't handle that type of aggression, is going to walk on out.
Yeah, but you know, having that supply or that command center in his base is definitely also an advantage of Terran in this situation because you know he has. What?
Oh, Guitar Cheese has 6 drones in his gas at his natural.
Is it Guitar Cheese that did that the first match?
I think he's done that before, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, maybe when he created that, he rallied some drones to it and then just kind of rallied them to it right away. But, oh, that is unfortunate because that's a lot of mining that can be getting done.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're, you know, I mean, he's in a good position. He fended that off, but, I mean, you definitely don't want to be doing things like that to hurt yourself.
No, that definitely is not going to get you any closer to a victory, that's for sure.
But anywho, as I was saying, you know, I mean, with Beast not being able to expand, he does have that command center. It's like having a base and a half, is how I'd consider it. I mean, he does have the ability to produce mules and SCVs faster, and then still can move it out when it's safe. But, you know, Zerg Protoss don't have the ability to do that. You either expand or you don't.
And Guitar Cheese getting ready to do some 2-base aggression. A bunch more roaches popping out now. The Baneling nest just about finished up.
I do like the placement of Guitar Cheese's Overlords. He's got them positioned over every little high ground patch here on the left side, so he's got a great deal of vision. He can see what's moving out, but he really needs to have one there too. But looks like he's going to be moving towards the 3rd base here. He does have these roaches and Lings trying to clear the path.
And it looks like these armies are going to be intersecting. The single Ling does spot that army moving around.
You can see the Beast does not have shields yet, but they are coming down soon, and so are those medevacs. Oh, that Overlord is actually going to significantly supply block Guitarchi, so when these two Overlords pop, he's only going to have a few supply to use.
But now the Lings are trying to get the wraparound as the rest of the army moves forward. The medevac does come, and so he does stim to micro this back and does get out of the pincer attack there.
That's a lot of roaches, though, Gallegation.
It is a lot of roaches, and he's going to just pick up and boost out of there, hopefully to get these units home, but they are not going to make it. That's going to be a lot of letters that their commanding officers are going to have to send to some poor mothers back on.
Well, but also some drug abuse letters too, because there was 2 stims there. There
was
went down,
a lot of
and there
stims.
was only 1 medevac, and that pieced out of that battle pretty quick. So
14 Banelings in production at the front of this ramp, but the drop for Beast is heading into the natural. Guitarchis is ready for it with some Lings, has some Banelings morphing as well back there. And
Banelings trapped behind the roaches at the front, so the bust is really happening slower than he wants to as he's trying to funnel through with the roaches.
And a lot of those Banelings are falling and not doing anything. Drop again in the mineral line, but the Lings are there to pick it apart.
Only 2 medevacs or
2 Marauders
left.
left.
But this bunker here is going to thwart away the rest of the roaches, taking 1 more down, and this manor force of 1 Marauder, 2 Marines is going to chase it down. He could actually kill a couple more of these roaches.
And he absolutely can and will.
Concussive shell just finished, so this Marauder now going to be able to pull these roaches back as they try and get away. Small victories, Gallegation.
That's right, but there are some Lings and some Banelings back here, so he's going to want to be careful.
Wow, now each of these units having its own personal medevac.
That's right, and he just lifts up and boosts out of there, and even manages to pick up those SUVs.
So far, it's been a game of control so far, and I think we're still sitting fairly even. Guitarchis, I think, is starting to get back on the pace he wants to, though. As the drop comes in here to his 3rd base, it's just going down.
But he is getting ready to try and do another bust, hopefully this time with a little bit better of Baneling hits, as he is going to hopefully be paying attention. But that wall is not recompleted by Beast. They're going to be able to walk right in here if they choose to.
He's slowly trying to recomplete it, but that's a lot of Banelings. Oh my gosh, as they're moving in.
That's right, but they need to hit that bunker, and they do. That bunker does fall, takes some SCVs with it, and now these roaches are basically unanswered.
And he still has a couple Banelings left just in case. Oh, nice Baneling hit on all his SCVs. Wow, this is looking great for Ymcmb right now.
That's right, Guitarchis is forcing Beast to the top of his ramp, forced that orbital command to lift, but there is still a drop at the 3rd base of that hatchery that is finishing. It does finish, and 2 Queens there are trying to
nice
get it away.
transfuse,
Yeah, it does
but
get the transfuse.
Guitarchi is continuing to reinforce his army at this natural of Beast. He's just taking it out. He can't do anything about the command center up. Oh, mine's out for Beast now, so this could be... if he leads up the ramp with those Banelings and Zerglings, I'm not sure he's aware that there's mines on the field yet.
The hatchery does survive
Here
with
they
only
come.
78.
Here they come!
That's
One of the roaches takes the first mine hit. Roaches take the second mine hit. All the Banelings still in the play.
Yeah, they're not able to get through all those roaches. He needs to pull them back if he wants to try and do a big break on that, but sure enough, the roaches are able to get through, and now all the Banelings are storming forward. Huge hits on the SCVs, and he doesn't even care what he hits now as long as he hits something with those Banelings. Heading straight into those SCVs, and lots of hits, more hits. Oh, huge hit there. There's so many SCVs killed here.
62 workers killed for Guitarchis,
And
and that's the GG. Victory for Ymcmb Guitarchis. So Beast coming out with a very aggressive 2-Rex proxy, but Guitarchis knew exactly how to handle that.
Yeah, he really wanted to try and take Guitarchis out early there, but he was really heavily bunkered down at the natural base, and was able to take that out, but by the time he was, the roaches were out and wasn't able to push into the main base at all. The roaches able to push it back and ultimately defend against that push, and then he was just able to get back into it. He was able to get into the economy. He just sat his army down at the natural base of Beast and prevented Beast from able to